For decades, the lives of the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families have been tangled in a glittering web of romance, betrayal, and family feuds. But this Wednesday, September 3rd, the drama explodes like never before when Katie Logan takes center stage, whispering just the right words to push her sister Brooke toward a decision that could ruin everything. With Taylor Hayes preparing for her long-awaited walk down the aisle, it seems destiny might once again pit Brooke and Taylor against each other in the most high-stakes way possible, at the altar itself. Taylor's dream day, or a nightmare in disguise. Taylor Hayes has waited years for this moment. After weathering heartbreak, betrayal, and loss, she has finally found stability and love again. Dressed in a gown that embodies elegance and hope, Taylor's every step down the Forrester estate's decorated aisle is meant to symbolize a fresh beginning. Guests buzz with excitement, whispering about how radiant she looks, how this marriage will close painful chapters and open brighter ones. But as Taylor stands before her groom-to-be, there's an invisible shadow hanging over her, the shadow of Brooke Logan, her lifelong rival. Though Brooke has not been invited to the ceremony, her presence lingers in every glance exchanged by the guests who know the history, who know that in this soap opera world, weddings rarely end with happily ever after. Katie's whisper campaign. Back at the Logan mansion, Katie is restless. She has spent the morning pacing the living room, unable to ignore the gnawing feeling in her chest. While she cares about Taylor on some level, she cares more deeply about Brooke and about the truth. Katie knows something, a piece of information so explosive that keeping it hidden would feel like a betrayal. She sits her sister Brooke down and speaks with a mixture of urgency and precision. "You can't let her go through with this," Katie insists, her voice trembling but resolute. "If you stay silent, Taylor is marrying a lie. You'll regret this for the rest of your life, and so will she." Brooke, torn between her usual instincts to protect her loved ones and her determination not to interfere in Taylor's happiness, pushes back. "Katie, I can't. This isn't my place. If I go storming in there, everyone will accuse me of doing what I've always done, trying to destroy Taylor's life." But Katie, ever the strategist when she believes she's right, leans in closer. "This isn't about rivalry anymore, Brooke. This is about the truth. And if you're really honest with yourself, deep down, you know you don't want this wedding to happen either." Brooke's conflict. Brooke Logan is no stranger to drama at weddings. She's caused her share of interruptions, stood at the altar more times than anyone can count, and fought for her heart's desire even when it cost her relationships. But this time feels different. She doesn't want to be the villain in Taylor's story, not again. And yet, Katie's words echo in her mind like a siren song. "You'll regret this for the rest of your life." Brooke knows that the secret she carries, about Taylor's groom and the betrayal that lingers just beneath the surface, cannot stay buried forever. The longer it's hidden, the deeper the eventual explosion will be. In a moment of vulnerability, Brooke whispers, "If I do this, there's no going back. Taylor will never forgive me." Katie clasps her hand, steadying her. "She might never forgive you, Brooke. But she deserves the truth before she says, 'I do.' Don't you think she's earned at least that?" The clock ticks down. At the Forrester estate, the wedding guests sip champagne and chatter as Carter Walton prepares to officiate. Ridge Forrester, caught between his two eternal loves, Brooke and Taylor, looks on with a complicated mixture of pride and unease. Though he's chosen not to interfere, he can't ignore the faint tightening in his chest as Taylor prepares to take vows with another man. Meanwhile, Taylor glows with anticipation, convinced that this time happiness is within reach. Every detail has been meticulously planned, every flower carefully arranged, as though the beauty of the day could guarantee the permanence of her joy. But the Logan sisters are on their way. Katie's push becomes a shove. Katie drives Brooke to the ceremony, her determination unwavering. She knows Brooke is hesitant, but she refuses to let her back down now. "If you won't do it for yourself, do it for Taylor," Katie urges. She deserves to walk into this marriage with her eyes wide open. "You're not sabotaging her, Brooke, you're saving her." Brooke stares out the window, torn between fear and duty. Every fiber of her being screams that this will only end in chaos, but deep down, she also knows Katie is right. She can't let Taylor build her life on a lie. The moment of truth. The wedding begins, and Taylor beams as she prepares to say her vows. Guests smile, the music swells, and for a fleeting moment, it seems like she might truly get her fairy tale ending. Then the doors burst open. Gasps ripple through the crowd as Brooke Logan steps inside, her presence commanding the attention of every guest. Katie hovers just behind her, silently encouraging her sister to speak. "Taylor," Brooke says, her voice heavy with both sorrow and determination. "I can't let you do this. Not until you know the truth." The groom stiffens, Ridge's jaw clenches, and Taylor's smile falters. The room falls into a tense silence, the kind of silence that comes before the most explosive storm. Fallout on the horizon. Wednesday's episode promises to end on a cliffhanger that will leave fans breathless. Will Brooke reveal the devastating truth and stop the wedding? Will Taylor's world shatter just as she thought happiness was finally hers? And how will Ridge react, caught once more between the two women who have defined his life? Katie, standing in the background, knows she has set events in motion that cannot be undone. She wanted to protect her sister, and perhaps even Taylor, but in doing so, she has ensured that heartbreak, betrayal, and scandal will explode once again in the Forrester world. Closing thoughts. The bold and the beautiful has always thrived on the delicate balance between love and rivalry, truth and deception. Wednesday, September 3rd, is shaping up to be one of those legendary episodes that fans will talk about for years. A wedding interrupted, a truth revealed, and old enemies forced to face each other once again. Because in this world, love stories may be written in vows and promises, but they are almost always rewritten in heartbreak and betrayal. And as Brooke prepares to speak the words that could destroy Taylor's happily ever after, one thing is certain: the war between the Logans and the Forresters is far from over.